Good.
Yeah. You got the drawer off. I didn't notice that part.
Yeah, that was how
Did you have to use tools, or did you just kind of break it?
manhandled it. Yeah.
Is it like done? Did you have to throw it away?
Well, I mean, I ripped off the edges on every single side, so I was like, "Fuck it!" Like,
Just yeah.
kicking it. Right. Welcome to 230 Dudes. I'm Antonio Harrison.
And I'm Charles Schilling.
And happy early St. Patrick's Day. One day early.
One day early, so pretty much happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That's good. We talked to
Right?
you. Yeah, I like that.
Are you celebrating this year?
Yeah, I might have some green beer.
All right. I've never had green beer.
But you're going to.
Maybe. If I'm going anywhere Charles is going, I might have some green beer.
Yeah, we might have some green beer. We might have to do some
With
green
a
beer.
shot of Hennessy, if I can have that.
Yeah, I think that's...
What do they call it? A double back?
Yeah,
Where you get like 2 beers and a Hennessy?
Yeah, a double back. That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Okay.
All right.
Deal. So St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner. We've got a great episode for you tonight at 8 p.m. all about the history of St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, where's it come from? What's it all about? And it's probably something you guys have been celebrating completely wrong.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we figured in honor of that, let's talk a little bit about the most iconic figure in St. Patrick's Day history. Not St. Patrick himself, but the Leprechaun.
The movie. No, but let's just go ahead and say there are 6 of them.
I thought there was 5.
There are 4 original leprechauns, and then there are 2 hood leprechauns. But it's the same leprechaun in all of them. It's Warwick Davis, the guy from Willow.
Yes.
Yes. So the first one actually is well known because it has Jennifer Aniston in it. It's like her first big movie.
Do you find her, is she as attractive to you as,
No.
Like she's a cute girl.
Yeah.
But like I don't think she's as hot as everyone says she is.
No, I like Monica better.
You do?
Yeah.
I like Phoebe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, Phoebe's better. So Jennifer Aniston was in the first one. Then there were Leprechaun 2 and 3. They're just okay. I've seen them. Leprechaun 4 was a really interesting one, though, because that was Leprechaun in space. And it takes place
I didn't see that
on
one.
another planet entirely.
I didn't see that one.
That's right here.
The one I remember the most is when the Leprechaun was like smoking bong rips
Yes. So that would be
out of a pawn shop,
yeah,
I think.
About 10 years later, they revamped the series. Same Leprechaun. Everything else was different. There was Leprechaun in the Hood, where Ice-T is in the movie.
Okay.
From Law and Order fame. That's probably
Or from rapping, I don't know.
and he plays a character named Mac Daddy, which I think is just worth mentioning.
Yes.
And then
Mac Daddy.
And then there was Leprechaun Back to the Hood. That was like the sequel to
I
Leprechaun.
like how
in
he
the
said,
Hood.
like he made an emphasis on duh.
Duh, because that's how it is in the title of the movie. Okay, and that was I think the end of the Leprechaun movies.
Okay.
There was no one famous. They couldn't even get an Ice-T equivalent for that movie.
And Ice-T's pretty big time.
He's all right. Yeah.
Well, in the movie world, but in the rap world, Ice-T is royalty.
Yeah, but he hasn't done much in a long time. You know?
No, well, he actually has like this rap/punk rock band.
I did not know that.
And they, like the beat and everything and the melody is this hard metal sound, but he's rapping. Like I saw their most recent video where they're just basically like, it's something like, don't make me slap you or shoot you. And like they run around shooting old women and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it right there. So we're going to talk a little bit about actual leprechauns.
Yes, and before we get started, let's break down the word leprechaun.
Yeah, before he even does that, I'm just going to let you know that while we talk about this, Leprechaun in Space will be playing behind us.
I might have to check that movie out. I think that's the only Leprechaun I haven't seen. So leprechaun is a variation of a Middle Irish word, which, what the fuck does Middle Irish mean? In the middle
part of Ireland?
That's how they
my
speak?
guess,
Yeah. So it's a Middle Irish word, luc corpan, and lu meaning small, and corp meaning body. Mm-hmm. So it just means small body.
Yeah.
So it's another way of saying midget or little person or dwarf or I don't know which one's PC.
It's Middle Irish for dwarf.
Okay, perfect.
And so for the rest of this video, Antonio's going to do it in an Irish accent.
Sorry, I don't have it. And for all you Irish folks, I know this is a pick-me-up after McGregor got his ass whooped. And I'm a California boy, so I'm going to stick to the California lingo. But we've got 3 fun facts about leprechauns you may not know.
Yeah, 3 fun facts each.
You want to go first?
6.
Yeah.
Sure. So obviously leprechauns have the pot of gold. We all know that, right?
Yes.
Because of that, they're commonly thought of as like bankers or frugal with money, good with handling cash. But also, part of their original origin story is that they are cobblers, as in menders of shoes.
They fix shoes.
They
I need
fix
some
shoes.
boots that need to be fixed. I need to find a leprechaun.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow. We might be able to get this.
When the rain stops and the rainbow comes out.
So they are even said in a lot of old myths to have a hammer and shoe in hand at all times. The pot of gold is, the money they've saved up and earned, and in a lot of myths, they even you can know they're coming based off a tapping sound of the hammer and shoe. Like they walk around working because they're that earnest.
Okay, got it. Now, also, some of you might be thinking, well, you guys are going to do a St. Patrick's Day video about leprechauns and not wear any green. Well, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because in the original story or fairy tale of a leprechaun, they actually dress in red.
That's true.
With a cocked hat. So leprechauns are really the Irish Bloods. And, that's how it goes.
That's right.
They rock all red.
Yeah. And in addition, if we wore green, we would be blending into Leprechaun in space right now. And
which might be kind of cool.
It might be kind of cool. We'd be floating heads. Another thing about leprechauns is they're thought to be very sneaky. For example, if you take your eyes off of them, they can disappear. There's a famous story, kind of a leprechaun urban legend, I guess, about a guy that caught a leprechaun and convinced the leprechaun to tell him where his gold was hidden. Mm-hmm. The leprechaun pointed out the tree in which the gold was hidden at, and the guy took his eyes off the leprechaun to tie his bandana around the tree to remember which tree it was. And in that moment, he took his eyes off the leprechaun. He looked back. Every tree in the forest had a red bandana tied around it.
Sneaky. There he goes again. Red bandana.
Yep.
He's just gangbanging. The leprechaun's just a gangbanger.
I think he is, yeah.
He's a gang member. That's all that is.
Yeah, he's a blood.
Now, he does make money from fixing shoes. Mm-hmm. However, he only earns 1 coin for each year he's alive. So, really, you better make sure to catch an old leprechaun if you want the gold.
But I do think they live a long time.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Finally, it's recommended that if you are on the path to trap a leprechaun, use something shiny in order to get it into a box or a cage. They apparently can't resist shiny things.
Well, because I think the gold coins, that's what they work for. That's their life goal.
Right.
Fill up that black cauldron. Mm-hmm. Right?
Exactly.
And then my last one is a fun one just because, sports, I love them. Football, too. Notre Dame. Do you say Notre Dame or Notre Dame?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame?
Yeah. If I was in France and I was going to that place in Paris, I might say Notre Dame. But if I'm talking about the football team,
it's Notre Dame. So Notre Dame has not always been the Fighting Irish. They've been the Notre Dame Catholics, the Notre Dame Hoosiers, which I'm glad they left that alone and let Indiana have it.
Yeah.
The Notre Dame Rockmen, the Notre Dame Bulldogs, and in the 20s they picked Fighting Irish, but it didn't really stick too well, so they decided to go to the Notre Dame Terriers. Oh. But then in the 60s, somebody joined the cheerleading squad and dressed up as a human leprechaun, which you still see today if you go to any Notre Dame football game, and I'm assuming any other Notre Dame athletic events.
Sports event, yeah.
And that, from the 60s there on, it stuck as Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
That's it. I didn't know that. That was a good one.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Fighting Irish. They're like, he looks kind of like a wussy boxer.
Yeah, but that was in the 90s, that was one of the best mascot and outfits to wear. You had the Notre Dame or the Miami Hurricanes.
The Hurricanes.
That was it. So,
there you have it. We wish you all a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Be safe. Drink some green beer.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if your pee's green.
Yeah, really?
I don't
that
know.
happens?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, all right.
That's right. And
that might deter my double back.
And I think it would be awesome. And check out tonight. Our podcast drops at 8 p.m. all about the history of St. Patrick's Day, the real St. Patrick.
And you can catch it on 230dudes.com, iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, and we just added ourselves to SoundCloud.
That's right. SoundCloud.
Apparently that's the
what
big
the kids
thing.
do.
We haven't been doing it, and we've been slacking. So
Yep. There you have it. Thanks for watching. Oh, and check out his pajama pants.
Dracula.